So fourth pick, that was the Rockets, who, we'll touch on our winners and losers, but I think they were one of the biggest winners in this draft.
For sure.
Took home Amen Thompson, the point guard, 6'7" point guard from Overtime Elite. There was talks, that Cam Whitmore was going to be at this pick at number 4, and he was on Jay Billis's best available at the number 4 slot. So on paper, it was looking like that was going to be the case. And then we've heard the intel from that Cam Whitmore's interviews and medical history, etc., was all in the poor spectrum. So if we want to state it that way, and he had a good individual workout with his agency WME, but his individual workouts with the teams and the interviews have come back to obviously with negative feedback. And so that has forced him to slide, but they managed to get him at 20. I know we're probably going to get to that point, but I thought I may as well touch on this at the same time because they're both top 5 talents. So to get Amen Thompson, a guy who's probably the best athlete in this draft, and, to pair him alongside a guy like Jalen Green, and then to add Cam Whitmore to that, you got probably one of the most athletic lineups in the NBA. It's absolutely crazy to think that they got 2 top 5 talents in this draft.
With Jalen.
Yeah, correct. And they didn't even have to trade up to get Cam Whitmore. You know what I mean? There was a lot of talk. A lot of teams were looking at, possibly trading up. But the fact that they could just sit at that spot at 20 and no one was picking him constantly, and they land both him and Amen Thompson, I think that's fast-tracked their rebuild.
For sure.
And you add Jabari Smith to that as well. So what are your thoughts on the whole Houston situation? Do you think they made the right calls with Amen Thompson, or do you think they could have gone another route?
I thought from the jump they were going to go with Cam Whitmore. In my head, I'm thinking reunion with James Harden is on the horizon. But now I don't really know. Would you even want to bring a guy like Harden back just because you've taken Amen, who's obviously a phenomenal point guard in his own right, gifted playmaker. Basically, he's elite in all levels of his game besides his three-point shot. Do you just let Jalen and Amen flourish, and maybe they don't play winning basketball, but that's probably the backcourt duo for the next decade. I don't know what's next for KPJ, but I think they did the right thing. They took the best player on the board, the most athletically gifted, the guy with the most upside and potential. Amen's the right pick. It's just I don't see them being any better necessarily. I don't think Amen's ready-made for the NBA just yet, but with that being said, he's a rookie, so I'm not going to give up on him for sure. I think he's going to be a freak in nature when he gets to the league. It's just you got to give these rookies time.
There's probably question marks about his competition that he faced at OT Elite. It had that very much like that. I wouldn't say. I think this is a bit of a diss towards OT Elite. I kind of gave me JBA vibes.
JBA.
Yeah, the LeVar Ball, the big baller brand league that he had. It kind of gave me those vibes when I was watching the streams and stuff. But don't get me wrong, I think the talent level was obviously a lot stronger. They had Rob Dillingham as well, who was a top 15 recruit in the nation. So it wasn't complete bums that they were facing. But again, when you compare it to college basketball, G League Ignite, international basketball overseas, the likes that Bilal Coulibaly and Victor Wembanyama played in, and all the other leagues as well, the Spanish league, etc. The competition is a lot weaker. So you are taking a risk in that, and you're hoping that it doesn't matter where he plays, that he's just a natural basketball or a freak athlete, and he can adapt to whatever league he's put in and face any competition level that comes his way. So I'm fingers crossed for the Rockets. I hope they do turn a corner, because they are a franchise that obviously does have some really good pedigree. Obviously, back in the Olajuwon days, hopefully they can return to that. But
hopefully, I don't love Houston, but it's just you never want to see any team stay at the bottom for too long. I feel with the league, I'm a Lakers fan, but in all, I'm a basketball fan. So the game's at its best when teams at the bottom rise to the top, like we saw with Sacramento, and hopefully, as bad as it's hard to say, but hopefully, Jalen and Amen can figure it out and be scary backcourt duo for years to come.
100%. I think KPJ is probably. I think his role in that team, he's probably not going to want to come off the bench.
Yeah,
so you probably look at maybe trying to see what you can get in a trade for him.
I don't think you're getting much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
off the court.
yeah, so it's a risk in itself, but again, that's something for the Rockets front office to figure out.